Hello, anybody, and thanks for tuning in to Monday Morning Handicapping. This is betting on horse racing, and today we're going to be going over the daily double bet. First, if going through the agenda, we're going to start with the introduction. This is a new playlist where I'm going to define each bet that the racetrack offers and share my key factors when placing such bets. This playlist came about via request from a YouTube user. They asked me to break down my superfecta and how I like to play them, so I thought why not just go over all the bets and talk about what they are and how I like to play them. For more experienced horse players, this playlist may be a little bit redundant. However, I want to reach out to a new audience, some people that are new to the game or maybe curious about it. One of the first playlists I published on my channel was how to read the racing form, because I think that's the first real step in coming up with your own opinions and going to the racetrack and how to pick winners. So then we're going to go over what is the daily double bet. We'll define it. I'll give the basic structure, how to place the bet. This is a new thing I've added to this playlist. One of my friends reached out to me and told me that it all sounds good, but they don't even know what to say when they go up to the cashier. So I added in how to place the bet. Then we'll go over advanced structures if necessary. Some bets can get a little more complex than others, so this may not apply to all or even many of the wagers. And then throughout, we're going to go over the costs associated with playing different versions of the same wager. And in the end, we'll go over my personal daily double ticket construction, when I use the favorite, when I don't use the favorite, and when I like to use multiple horses. So before we begin, I just want to go over a few notes about the video. For the purposes of this video, the numbers used for the horse will also indicate the rank of odds in ascending order. So for example, 1 will indicate horse number 1 as well as the lowest odds horse. So think the 1 is 1-to-1 odds or even money. A 2 will indicate horse number 2 as well as the next lowest odds. Think 2-to-1 odds. Same with the 3 horse, 4 horse, and so on. So the 9 horse would be the longest shot in the field at 9-to-1, unless there's more horses, but I tend to stop at single digits. In actuality, this will rarely be the case in any given race, if ever. The 1 will not always be the lowest odds, followed by the 2, followed by the 3, but I'm just using this to simplify when and where I would play certain tickets and or the favorite. So what is the daily double bet? The daily double bet requires the player to select the winners of 2 consecutive races. These bets are now typically rolling, which means they're available to place in any race so long as there is a next race. So the daily double is not available on the last race of the day because there's no race after that. The minimum wager amount is typically $2. This may vary from track to track. I've seen $1, and on special occasions I've seen a $5 minimum, but for the purposes of this video, and it's the most, by far the most common that I've seen, we're going to use a $2 minimum wager for the daily double. These types of bets increase the payout by parlaying multiple horses in multiple races. The daily double is one of several horizontal bets as opposed to vertical bets, and horizontal bets just mean the bet is taking place over multiple races, whereas vertical bets are taking place over the course of one single race. So we're going to look at the basic structure of the daily double. When placing horizontal or vertical bets, a slash indicates the next placing in vertical wagers, or in horizontal wagers, it will indicate the next race. So for example, just assume we're starting on race 1 and we want to play a daily double. In race 1, we like the 1 with, so this is race 2, we like the 2. 1 with 2. Race 1, we like the 1. Race 2, we like the 2. It's a multiplier of 1 because it's 1 horse times 1 horse. It's one combination. So for that $2 minimum, this wager would cost you $2. Say in race 1, we like the 1 horse, but in race 2, we like the 2-3, either one to win. So 1 with 2-3, a multiplier of 2 because there's 2 combinations, 1 with 2 or 1 with 3. We need the 2 or the 3 to win the second race. 1 horse times 2 horses times our $2 bet, $4. Say in race 1, we like 3 horses, the 1 and a couple of long shots, 5 or 7. So 1, 5, 7 with 3, a 3-to-1 horse, not the favorite. It's a multiplier of times 3 because, again, it's 3 combinations. The 1 can win the first race, then the 3 wins the second. The 5 can win the first race, the 3 wins the second, or the 7 wins the first race, 3 wins the second. 3 horses times 1 horse times our $2 minimum, $6 wager. Say we like the 2-4 in the first race and the 2-4 in the second race. It's a multiplier of 4 because we have 2 horses in the first race times 2 horses in the second times our $2 minimum bet. That's an $8 wager. 3 with 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Trying to catch a little bit of a long shot in the second race, a multiplier of 5. 1 horse, the 3, times 5 horses, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, times our $2 minimum. It's a $10 wager to place this daily double. 1, 5, 7 in race 1 with 3, 7 in the second. 3 horses times 2 horses, multiplier 6 times a $2 minimum wager, a $12 bet. So how to place the daily double. I advise everyone to learn to place the bet with the cashier. This may come in handy if you go to Vegas or maybe an off-track betting parlor, or maybe the lines for the automated machines, which kind of look like ATMs, are too long and there's an open window. Using the cashier feels more engaging than the machine, and you're handing over real money. You're getting real money back if you go to cash in a winning ticket. Just much more tangible, and the human element, I think, is underrated. But when you do go to place a bet at the cashier, have your bets ready because people are waiting, especially if you're a newer bettor and you're placing $2 and you're taking a long time. Someone behind you might be trying to get a $500 bet in, and the time is ticking and the horses are about to go. So just have your bets ready, make it quick, and get out of the way. It's just a common courtesy for everybody. Even the big bettors are going to go as fast as they can. They may be placing lots of wagers, but either way, just have your bets ready because people are waiting and itching to get their bets in before the race goes off, in which case they will no longer be able to wager. So now how to actually place the bet. You're going to go up, tell the cashier the track you'd like to bet, the race number your bet is starting on, the bet type, the amount you'd like to wager, and then your selection. So for a daily double, say you go up to the cashier, you're betting Del Mar, you would say Del Mar, race number 2, a daily double, $2, 2, 3 with 4. So this means you're taking the 2 and the 3 in race 2 with the 4 in race 3. And the race number always indicates the race that your bet is starting on. So if your strong opinion is in the 4th race, but you want to start your bet in the 3rd race to make your double end to your strong opinion, you would say that 3rd race. It's not the race number where your strong opinion is, it's the order of the races in which you want to play the daily double. So for a 2-3 with 4, it's $2 times 2 horses in the first leg times 1 horse in the second leg. That's a $4 wager. Tips before betting the daily double. Look at the race prior and following your strong pick. If the horse you strongly like to win is in race number 3, take a look at race number 2 and race number 4. Can I make a strong case for a horse or horses in either race 2 or 4? If you start in race 2, you can end your daily double on your strong pick starting on race 2. Again, if your strong pick is in race 3, if you like a horse in race 2. Or you can start a daily double with your strong pick on race number 3 and end it in race number 4 if you find a horse or 2 horses or a couple of horses in race 4 that you think have a chance to win. Multiple horses warrant longer odds. If you're going to take multiple horses in a race, you should probably lean towards taking some longer shots because that multiplier is going to go up, make your bet more costly, and the return on investment is going to go down. Especially if the favorites win, the payout's going to be much lower and you may spend $10 on a daily double, 2 favorites come in and you get $10 back. So just be careful when you're adding more horses, or you can weight your bets according to the strength of your opinion. We'll get more into this later. You bet more with your stronger opinion, less with lesser opinion, or if you really don't like horses before or after your strong pick, you can skip the daily double and just go back to a win bet or one of those vertical bets that I talked about in previous videos. Look at odds on the tote board and check the probables. Are the odds on the horse you like this race before your strong opinion good enough to warrant a daily double bet? So say your strong opinion is race 4 and you really like the horse, it's your favorite pick of the day, but we're on race 3 and there's a horse that you like and his odds are 5-1 on the morning line. You could bet a cold daily double, meaning just 1 horse in each leg, on that 5-1 shot to your strong pick. Feel free to just throw $2 down, and if you're right, that's just going to give you more options when your strong pick comes up. If your first opinion wins, then you have this live daily double to your strong pick. You may bet less on the win bet and hope that your daily double and win bet come through. You may not want to bet your win bet at all, just considering how much the daily double is actually paying. Maybe you're happy with it. So just something to think about when you're looking at the race before the race that has your strong opinion of the day in it. So here's a look at those probables I just mentioned. This is an example from an Australia racetrack I pulled up last night, just a screen grab. So if you're betting online, your screen will look something like this. The tracks will also tell you what the probables are going to pay for daily doubles. So if we're looking at this screen right here, this orange box indicates the favorite. So the lowest paying possible combination, the most popular, the one that the public has the most money on. You see this with, that would indicate the next race. So the lowest possible payout is the 3 this race with the 9 next race. It's paying $8.80 for $2, so basically 4-1, almost 4.5-1. But you can take a look here and just familiarize yourself with this page. If you like the 5 this race, and then you can look at the will pays to all the horses in the next race, the 3 being scratched here, but the 5 to the 1 next race is paying $141. The 5 to the 2 next race is paying $70 for a $2 bet. 5 to the 4 is paying 70, and so on and so forth. So just a little tool that you can use when you're looking at daily doubles, thinking about it, see how much they're paying. But again, just use this probable screen as a tool when looking at those daily doubles. My personal consideration for playing the daily doubles, if I strongly like two sequential favorites, bet relatively strongly on a cold daily double. Again, that's one horse in each race. A $10 daily double instead of two separate $5 win bets. This should provide a little bit of extra value, especially because if they're favorites, if the first favorite wins, the next favorite might be bet down to 2 to 5 odds. So a $5 bet on 2 to 5 odds, I would get $2 in profit back. If I just did the daily double for $10, I should at least expect to get 2 to 1 on my odds. Again, both of them have to win. But if I really like two strong favorites, I don't mind betting what I would in total bet to win and just doing a daily double, tie them together and hope to squeeze out a little extra value. An example, the one, again, the one being the favorite, one with one for $10. Seems like sure things based on my handicapping. If I strongly like one particular favorite in a given race, add value to the sure thing. Again, go back and check those probables, see what it's paying. An example where I'm betting the race before my strong pick, the 3 or the 4 with the 1, multiplier of 2. So this is a $4 wager. Single the favorite if it seems a strong win chance. Example 1, the favorite that I really like, followed by the 1, the favorite, with 6-9. So a couple of long shots that may increase that payout. 1 with 169, that's a multiplier of 3 times a $2 wager. This daily double would cost me $6. Take the favorite in the other leg if a reasonable chance to win. We, again, might want to weight this, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But if the favorite has a reasonable chance to win, and it comes the 1 with the 1, you might get your $6 back. Check the probable, could be close depending on the field side and odds and all that. But if the 6 or 9 win, I would expect it to pay $15, $20 or more just because they're longer priced horses. If I strongly like a long shot in a given race, prefer to end on a long shot. Other players might use the tote board if a long shot is live. So say a long shot you like is 15 to 1 on the morning line. Well, when that race opens up, if that long shot really is live, the public knows about it, that horse might be 5 to 1 come that actual race. So when I like a long shot on a given race card, if I'm looking through all the races and I like a long shot, say in race number 5, I would rather start the daily double in race 4 and take a couple of horses in race 4 and single my long shot in race 5. Because if that long shot does get bet down in race 5 and you start the daily double there, a lot of other players are going to see the odds on that horse go down and probably get wise to that horse being live or a good chance to win today and start their daily double with that long shot as well. And then you're just going to have to split that payout with that many more players. So if you like a long shot on the day, I advise, if you can, if you like a horse in the race before, put your long shot in the second leg or the second race of your daily double. You have options to hedge if your first leg of the daily double comes through. So again, if your long shot is in the second race or the second leg of your daily double and you are live to it, you can hedge your bet if the daily double to your long shot is paying well, and you can make an exacta with your long shot in second. And that way, if your long shot wins, you get the daily double payout, which I'm guessing is going to be pretty decent. Or if the horse runs second and you key that long shot in second in an exacta, maybe you'll get some decent money back for that exacta, especially if that horse is a long shot come race time. You can always start a daily double on your long shot, whether you win or lose the first leg. So if you do that couple of horses to your long shot in the second leg, if you're still live to the daily double, and now we're looking at the race where your long shot is about to go, feel free to start another daily double if you still feel strongly. If that horse wins, you get the payout from the first daily double, and you've started a second daily double with a nice start, a nice beginning with the long shot. Could sweep both daily doubles. So if you hit all 3 races, the race before your long shot, the long shot race, and the race after, and you pick the winners in all 3 of those races, you can sweep both daily doubles and have a nice day. An example, race number 4, you have the 1, 3, 5 with your long shot 8. That's a $6 ticket. And starting on race 5 with your long shot 8 with 1, 4 in race 6, $4. So you've invested $10 hoping to get the daily doubles with your long shot involved. If I strongly dislike a favorite in a given race, can be for either leg of the daily double. Look at races before and after that vulnerable favorite. So a 2 to 1 on the morning line, and for some reason you don't like it, look to beat it in a daily double. Anytime you can beat the favorite, especially in horizontal wagers, the payouts can grow exponentially. But be reasonable. Do other horses in the race really have as good of a shot to win? If there's a knock on a favorite, but the other horses in the race just haven't shown any ability, aren't really talented, don't just toss the favorite because you want to. make a compelling case for some of the other runners in the race as well. An example, 2-3 with 1-5, that's a multiplier of 4 times $2 bet, $8 total. I'm against the favorite in leg number 1. I'm taking it in race 2, but also have a medium price 5-1 shot in second. So trying to beat the favorite in the first race, and then hopefully my long shot can win the second race, but if the favorite wins, I still beat the favorite in the first leg. Another example, 1-5-7 with 3-6, 3 times 2, multiplier of 6 times $2 bet, $12 total bet here, against the favorite in leg 2. So again, taking the favorite in the first leg with a couple of long shots, a 5-1 and a 7-1, with a 3-1 or a 6-1 in the second leg, which I suspect would pay at least $12 even if the favorite wins the first race, but you get one of these longer shots in there, could pay $50, $80, $100 or more depending on odds and field size. If I dislike 2 sequential favorites, again, make a compelling case for why you dislike the favorites and why you think the other horses have a chance to win. Depending on odds and field size, I don't mind spreading if I can really make that compelling case to go against the favorites. Again, go back to that tool, the probables page. If good enough, get covered with your perceived win contenders. If you have to go 3x2, spend $12 to go against 2 favorites. I don't mind that personally. Whatever's in your comfort zone, make that compelling case against the favorite, and don't do it just out of spite, but really handicap and be confident in your selections. A $12 bet can return pretty handsomely if you can go against the favorite and get some of your longer prices that you think are legitimate win contenders. Daily double takeaways. When taking multiple horses, weight your bets according to your opinion. So you're not going to think every horse has the same chance of winning. So for example, if you're thinking about doing a $5 daily double, $5 instead of that $2 minimum, we're doing a $5 daily double. 2 with 2-5. Multiplier of 2 times 5. This is a $10 wager. So you have each combination for $5. 2 to the 2 or 2 to the 5. However, if you weight them and your top opinion is actually the 2 and you like the 5 a little bit more in the second race, feel free to do a cold daily double 2 with 5 for $6, a higher potential payout with your top opinion because you have it for $6 instead of the 5. And then go ahead and do another cold daily double 2 with 2, your other choice that you like slightly less than the 5 for $4. You're still covered with that secondary opinion. You've invested $1 more in your top opinion, 1 less in your second, but if this comes through, it'll cover the cost of the $6 here. You're just weighting it based on your opinion. This could be 7 and 3, this could be $7 and $2, it could be $5 and $2, but weight it according to your opinion. If you think they are of equal eligibility to win, feel free to do $5 on each like we have above here, but if you like the 5 a little bit more, mix it up a little and weight it accordingly. Long shots in the daily double pay well. Check probables once again and use as backups. So say you want to do another $5 daily double. 2, 7, 8 with 3. Remember the 7 and 8 are long shots. 7-1, 8-1. Multiplier of 3 times our $5 daily double, $15. All combinations for 5. So you have a 2 with 3 for 5, a 7 with 3 for $5, and an 8 with 3 for $5. $15 total. However, if you break it up into your top picks, you could do an $8 daily double, 2 with 3, if that is your top opinion, for $8. Strongest opinion for 8 instead of 5. So if the most likely scenario in your opinion comes through, you have it for $8 instead of 5. That's just going to increase your return if what you think is most likely to happen does happen. $5 daily double, the 7, your next best opinion, with the 3 for $5. Top long shot to your strong pick for $5. So as much as you had up here, but you've added $3 to your strongest opinion, $5 for your second strongest, and a $2 daily double, 8 with 3, your lowest but somewhat strong opinion for $2. Outside long shot to your strong opinion just in case. 8-1 with 3-1 would pay pretty well, would cover $15, I would imagine, in all cases. It's your least favorite opinion of the 3, so you bet it accordingly. And this is also a $15 total, but weighted based on strength of your opinion and on your payouts. Again, the 8-1 over the 3-1 for $2 is going to pay probably somewhat similarly to the 2 with the 3 for $8 and the 7 with the 3 for $5. Just because it's longer shots, less people are going to have those tickets, so less people to split up the total jackpot with. Consider how much you want to spend on daily doubles and consider playing more or less for each combination based on your opinions. Basically what we put above here, when you do your own handicapping, just weight it based on your actual opinions. But this is not to deter you from ever playing the daily double in an evenly weighted manner. If you think the top 3 runners, the 2, 7, 8 here, have an equal chance, feel free to do it this way, $5 each way for a $15 total. But if you like the 2 a little bit more, put a little bit more on the 2, a little bit less on the 7, a little bit less on the 8, or however your opinions tell you. So that's pretty much it for daily doubles. I'm going to end these videos with my public service announcement. I'll try to make this quick. Learn as much as you can before placing any wagers. Study, read, make picks without betting, and just see how your picks go. Do your due diligence, put in the time, familiarize yourself with handicapping, and see some positive results before actually wagering. Start small and simple. Don't wager any money you can't afford to lose. Don't overcomplicate your wagers. Just bet WinBet if that's all you want to do. Just have some fun and see how it goes. Bet primarily based on your own handicapping. Don't make last second changes just because you caught a tip from some random at the track. If you did your homework, stick with your gut. That's the best way to learn, is from your own mistakes. Have convictions in your selections and structure. When you're compiling these daily doubles, only bet tickets based on what you perceive. Don't just guess. Have an opinion. And if you don't have a strong opinion on a particular bet, don't bet it. Bet what you feel strongly about. If you have no strong opinions, just skip the races. Plenty of races all day, every day. Don't waste your money on half-hearted selections. If an exotic wagering becomes too pricey with lowered confidence, again, go back to WinBets or just know when to pass. And again, don't expect to win or make money. It's a tough game. Keep it fun and have your limits. It's fun to be rewarded for your educated guesses. Even a $2 WinBet and watching the horse race go as you expected and watching your horse pull to the lead and run away from the field is a very satisfying feeling. And I consider all wagering as your cost of admission. Again, when I go to a baseball game, I expect to spend at least $200. No chance of return. I can't sports bet in my state. But with parking, concessions, tickets, all that, I'm spending $200 on a good time. So think of it similarly at the track. If you bring $100, consider $100 just a way to have fun, going out for the day. If you win some money and come back with $100 more, that's just an added bonus to a day of fun. But if you lose $100, just consider it like going to a baseball game. You spent the money, you bought some hot dogs, some sodas, and you actually probably learned something from reading the racing forum, watching the races, and going back in the racing forum and seeing who won and try to make a case for the winners after the fact. It's what I do. I think it's a great way to learn. But yeah, that wraps up this video. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please like, subscribe, share, especially share with some people you think might be interested in horse racing. Always trying to get new faces to the track. I encourage everyone to bring some people to the track, and go back and share my how to read a racing form playlist with friends, or watch it yourself, maybe pick something up. Again, appreciate anybody watching. I know it's a long video, so if you're still here, my hat's off to you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.